Coming up, I give my LSU Baseball 2026 lineup prediction as we are now only 4 days away, folks. That's right, it's only 4 days until LSU Baseball kicks off their 2026 season. I cannot wait. We'll cover that and so much more on this brand new edition of the Babin on the Bayou show. I'm your host, as always, Justin Babin Jr. It is indeed Monday, February 9th, 2026. I hope you and yours had a phenomenal weekend. Enjoyed the Super Bowl last night. I had a great weekend. I hope you had a great one as well. But football season's over. It's baseball season now, folks. The Super Bowl is done. NFL's done. College football is done. Now it is college baseball time. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. And we're going to start the week. We're going to start the week of shows leading up to opening day on Friday. We're going to start by giving my projected lineup. And this is just my opinion. It could be something totally different. You know, Jay Johnson, who knows what he's going to do, but all I know is I trust him. He's a two-time national championship winning coach. He's the best college baseball coach in the country. But this is what I think the lineup is going to look like. So 1 through 9, we'll go through it, and then I'll give what I think the starting rotation is going to look like as well. But just something fun to kick off the week. So 1 through 9. Number 1, lead off, I have Derek Curiel. Derek Curiel, I've said it before, I'll say it again, best player on this team, 2025 National Freshman of the Year, the best freshman in America last season, according to D1 Baseball. He's going to be playing in center field, so I have Derek Curiel leading off, playing center for LSU. Number 2, I put Stephen Milam here. So I think Stephen Milam, obviously, he's going to play shortstop for you. I feel like, you know, he struggled in the regular season hitting. We covered that, but he was on fire in the postseason for LSU in 2025, batting .385 with 5 doubles, a grand slam, and a team-high 13 RBIs in the postseason last year. I love Stephen Milam. Stephen Milam at short is a phenomenal, elite defensive shortstop. And, I think if it can carry, if his play at the plate in the postseason can carry over to the regular season, look out for LSU and Stephen Milam in 2026. At 3, I put Jake Brown at 3. He's going to be playing in right field. I love Jake Brown. I think he's a great all-around hitter. Last year, he hit .320 for the Tigers with 9 doubles, 2 triples, 8 bombs, 48 RBIs. Brown batted a team-high .385 in Omaha in the College World Series for LSU with 4 RBIs and 2 runs scored. I love Jake Brown. I just think he's a great all-around hitter. So 1 through 3, I got Curiel in center, Milam at short, Jake Brown in right. At 4, batting cleanup, I put Zach York here. Zach York, the first baseman transfer from Grand Canyon, he's got great power. He's a complete hitter, an all-around great hitter. He hit .328 with 32 bombs in 3 years at Grand Canyon. Really like Zach York, like what I see out of him. Again, he's going to play first base, and he plays a good first base for his size. So Zach York is going to be batting cleanup, in my opinion. Number 5, in the order, this is where I put the DH spot, and I put Braden Simpson here. I think the DH spot and the second base spot are going to be, you're going to see a lot of rotation here. So I think you'll see Mason Braun get some opportunities in the DH role. You'll see Omar Cerna get some opportunities at DH and potentially catcher as well. Those two star-studded freshmen. And but I put Braden Simpson here, batting 5th at DH, because he just had a monster year at the plate. At High Point in 2025, hit .389 with 24 doubles, 22 bombs, 78 RBIs, and 75 runs scored at High Point last year. So I got Braden Simpson here. Moving on to 6th in the order, I put catcher Cade Arrambide. We talked about it before, but Cade Arrambide had a highly impressive fall for LSU. According to Jay Johnson, multiple reports, he was the MVP of fall ball. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the transition from as a freshman to see how over the offseason Cade Arrambide has developed and ready to be a star on this team as a sophomore in 2026. At 7, I kind of put Seth Dardar / Tanner Reeves here. Whoever is playing second base between those two. Obviously, we talked about it. Braden Simpson can also play a little bit of second base as well. But I like Seth Darter and Tanner Reeves. They'll both get time starting at second base, and I put them both at 7. Darter at Kansas State last year, his numbers were again 326 hitting. He hit for an average of 326 with 18 doubles, 13 bombs, 45 RBIs and 39 runs scored. And then Reeves hit 262 with 3 homers and 3 doubles last year for the Tigers. So again, you'll see a lot of fluctuation, a lot of rotation at second base. So I put Seth Darter / Tanner Reeves at 7. I put Trent Carraway, the third baseman, at 8 in the lineup. I like Trent Carraway. I think depending on, again, kind of like Stephen Milam, he had a shaky regular season at Oregon State, but really turned it on. Hit 6 bombs in the postseason for Oregon State last year. Great postseason lead. Really the best hitter on Oregon State's team that eventually made a trip to Omaha. So I think when you're talking about a Trent Carraway, of course he's going through. He's changed his swing up a little bit, his mechanics up a little bit. Worked with Jay Johnson, done some work in the off season. But I really like Trent Carraway's potential. He plays a good third base. I put him down in the order. Somebody to have down in the order to turn the lineup over, and then that also goes to the number 9 spot. I have Chris Stanfield playing in left at number 9. And we saw this at 9th in the order. And we saw this last year, right? We saw it last year where Chris Stanfield was a good bat for you last year. He led the team in batting average in SEC regular season play. But because of his speed, the fastest guy on the team probably, you love the potential of Chris Stanfield getting on base, causing havoc, and turning over to the top of the order. So again, I have 1 through 9, Curiel in center, Milam at short. Third, I have Jake Brown playing in right. I have batting cleanup, Zach York at first base. Braden Simpson playing DH is batting 5 for me, but again, I think Omar Cerna, Mason Braun, different guys will get opportunities at the DH position, especially in non-conference play. I have Cade Arrowbeatty at catcher batting 6th. I have a combination of Tanner Reeves, Seth Darter batting 7th. Whoever between them is playing second base, you'll see a lot of fluctuation there. Trent Carraway batting 8th and playing 3rd, and then 9th. I have Chris Stanfield batting 9th and playing left field. So that's kind of what I have, what I think so far. Again, you're going to see this will change. This is what I think you might see potentially in week 1 in the series, the 3 games you're playing against Milwaukee. But again, I think that you have a lot here. You have plenty of depth at different positions. Again, the positions you'll want to pay attention to when the lineup comes out every day. Who's playing second base? Who's the designated hitter? That's what you're going to want to pay attention to because you'll see the most fluctuation. I think you could see Omar Cerna Jr., the freshman catcher, get some time as well, especially in non-conference at catcher behind Cade Arrowbeatty. I expect Cerna and Mason Braun to be the guys who get a lot of playing time early on, especially in non-conference play. But again, Curiel, Milam, Jake Brown, Zach York, Braden Simpson, Cade Arrowbeatty, a combination at batting 7th, combination of Tanner Reeves and Seth Darter, and then Trent Carraway and Chris Stanfield to round out the order. A lot of depth there, a lot of really great hitters, a deep lineup, and that's what I have there. And then starting rotation-wise, of course, Friday we'll go with Kason Evans as your ace. We talked about it before. He had a fantastic freshman season, going 5-1 with a 2.05 ERA and 7 saves. Of course, he was your best arm out of the bullpen. Just elite, spectacular year as a freshman last year for LSU. I have Cooper Moore as a Saturday starter. Cooper Moore, the transfer over from Kansas, who was a second-team All-Big 12 selection in 2025 at Kansas with a 7-3 record and 14 starts. 3.96 ERA and 83 innings of work as the ace for Kansas last year. And then I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say I'm going to say William Schmidt. I'm going to say William Schmidt or Cooper Williams. I think between those two, I put Zach Cowan here. I put Jaden Newt here. The reason why I'm going with Cooper Williams or William Schmidt, kind of narrowing it down, I think you'll see Cowan and Newt go back to the bullpen because Jay Johnson, as always, we know, Zach Cowan had a great year. Jaden Newt had a really good year in 2025. Jay Johnson's coaching philosophy is always he's going to have some of his best arms in the bullpen, leave them in the bullpen for late inning action. And I think you saw what Cowan did last year in a relief role. I believe he'll come back there, and I believe you'll also see Jaden Newt in a relief role as well. I think so. LSU plays 3 games Friday through Sunday against Milwaukee coming up, and then they play a game Monday afternoon, I believe, Kent State. That's their schedule for opening weekend. So I think what you're going to see is Friday, Casey Evans. Saturday, Cooper Moore. Sunday, I'll go with Cooper Williams. I like him as a left-hander option. The LSU sophomore did pretty good in limited work, but in 20 innings of work, he had a 1.80 ERA as a freshman last year. So I like Cooper Williams. Again, as a left-hander as well, I like Cooper Williams. And then the thing about William Schmidt that kind of changed my mind is the report from the scrimmages that came out this weekend that William Schmidt, at one point in the scrimmage this weekend, struck out 9 batters in a row. He was dynamite this weekend. And doing that against LSU's lineup, I think William Schmidt he has all the potential in the world to be a star. He has all the pitch repertoire, the pitching arsenal to be a star. We talked about the struggles for him. He started 6 games last year with a 7-0 undefeated record and a 4.73 ERA and 32 1/3 innings. We talked about where he struggled was the walks. And in 2 innings of SEC regular season play, William Schmidt walked 11 batters. That's where he struggled, but I was super impressed with what I was hearing about his performance this weekend at the LSU baseball scrimmage. At one point, striking out 8 or 9 batters in a row. I believe he finished with double-digit strikeouts in a scrimmage this weekend against the LSU lineup. So, I feel like William Schmidt is definitely the wild card here on this pitching staff. Because if he can live up to his potential, he can be an every weekend starter for you, absolutely, if he lives up to his potential. So, that's what I have. That's what I'm thinking. Going into, again, only 4 days away. I can't believe it. I'm so ready. I'm so pumped. I'm so hyped up for the season to start. We'll get into some more stuff. We might go through either tomorrow or Wednesday the schedule, kind of break down the schedule. We'll go around the SEC, look at the SEC. We'll go through some different things leading up. I have some different things planned leading up to opening day. Again, that is this Friday, February 13th at 2 o'clock. LSU hosting Milwaukee in Alex Box Stadium to kick off the 2026 baseball season, and I cannot wait. Let me now take the time to tell you about our wonderful daily sponsors here at the Babin on the Bayou show and the team over at Shield Heating and Cooling, a team of experts with multiple decades of experience as experts in the AC industry. And I love my audience. I really want to help you guys out and reward you guys for always tuning into the show. So if you call Shield Heating and Cooling at the number 225-46-BAYOU today, that's 225-46-BAYOU, BAYOU. Call the team at Shield Heating and Cooling, the best team in the business today at that number. Tell them you heard about them from the Babin on the Bayou show, and I'll be giving away free AC system clean-in checks for every AC system in your home, whether that's one AC system in your home or you have 4 or 5 AC systems in your home. It doesn't really matter. Call the trustworthy, reliable, the best team in the business today over at Shield Heating and Cooling at that number. Again, 225-46-BAYOU, BAYOU, today to take a part in this amazing giveaway. A sign of my gratitude to you guys for always tuning into the show. I thank you folks, and I really appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all take a part in this giveaway. Again, that number is 225-46-BAYOU, BAYOU, and that's Shield Heating and Cooling, your local Comfort Defenders. All right, now let's get into some basketball recap, LSU basketball recap over the weekend. So LSU women's basketball on Sunday afternoon got back on track after rolling against Auburn. They were playing on the road at Auburn, and LSU women's basketball and Kim Mulkey won. The final score was 77-44, so LSU won by 33 points against Auburn. Freshman Zakiya Johnson was really impressive, leading the way with 16 points, 8 rebounds, and a block. So Zakiya Johnson has been looking really good lately. The freshman post player for LSU. I think when you're talking about the two post players, the two freshmen, and Zakiya Johnson and Grace Knox fits this as well. They're kind of undersized post players. They're not really big for post players, but I love their tenacity. I love their hustle. I love their willingness to get physical down low in the paint. And I've been really impressive with their play and their hustle for LSU the past couple of weeks. So Zakiya Johnson led the way with 16 points. Then 3 other Tigers besides Zakiya finished in double-figure scoring, including Flau'jae Johnson with 10, Amaya Joyner with 10, and Michaela Williams with 12. LSU defense was the one that won the day. LSU defense, Auburn really struggled. Their offense was terrible. Auburn shot only 25% from the field against LSU and only a dreadful 14.3% from deep, from the 3-point line. Look, Auburn's known to have a tough defense. They have a pretty good defense. So they caused LSU a little bit of trouble early, but LSU went on an 11-2 run to end the first half. And at the end of the first half, after that 11-2 run to end it, LSU was leading LSU was leading 36-13 at the end of the first half. That 13 points in the first half is Auburn's lowest scoring output in the first half this season. Look, the bottom line with this game is Auburn is now 2-9 in SEC play. LSU is now 8-3 in SEC play, I believe. So you were playing one of the worst teams in the SEC. They got a first-year coach. They're rebuilding. They're good on defense. They're pretty tenacious on defense. So they gave you a lot of trouble there. But they are not a good offensive team, and you saw that in this game. But you handled your business. You won by 33 points on the road, and now the Tigers don't have a game during the week. Their next game is a huge one, Saturday night against South Carolina, top 5 South Carolina. Don Staley and crew coming to the PMAC, coming to town at 7:30 p.m. on ABC Saturday night. I can't wait for that prime time on Saturday night. College game day is going to be there. The PMAC is going to be popping. It's going to be a great game. And look, you saw against Texas, the last top 5 team that LSU played on Thursday. You lost that game, and I think you lost that game because your guards didn't play well. I mean, besides Michaela Williams, Jada Richard and Flau'jae Johnson combined shot 4 of 24 from the field. And your guards are your leaders of your team, so they have to play better. If you have a chance against South Carolina, we'll talk more about that game as the weeks go on leading up to it, because that one is going to be huge. Look, I mean, LSU men's basketball, the season is over. They lost another game again to Georgia Saturday, 83-71. LSU lost in the PMAC on Saturday. The Tigers actually started the game pretty hot with 5 of 7 made threes for a 15-point lead halfway through the first half. But then, amazingly, the Tigers, after that, missed 16 straight three-pointers to basically choke away the lead by halftime, and then Georgia led the entire second half and put the game away, winning 83-71 over the Tigers. Again, the season is over. I think Matt McMahon's career at LSU is over, and that's unfortunate. They do play Arkansas, and John Calipari come to town tomorrow night to play LSU in the PMAC. So we'll see what happens there, but that is my LSU basketball recap. I think as far as women's basketball, you got back on track. We know what we have with men's basketball. We know the season is pretty much over. But with women's basketball, you got back on track against an Auburn team that's one of the worst teams in the SEC. Again, they're 2-9 in SEC play now. And now you get ready, you practice, put in a good week of practice, and prepare for a huge game Saturday night against South Carolina. Super Bowl recap. So I did watch the Super Bowl last night, of course. The Seahawks won it. My prediction was correct. They beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl on the back of it was a great defensive performance, an all-time defensive performance by the Seattle Seahawks defense. Really, just Drake May was uncomfortable all night. Drake May was pretty bad, and a lot of it was because the atrocious offensive line play. I mean, the offensive line for the Patriots gave up 7 sacks in this game. So the Seahawks defense was great, and the Patriots O-line was terrible. And the Seahawks end up winning the world championship. Congrats to Mike McDonald and the Seattle Seahawks. As far as LSU players in the Super Bowl, Will Campbell, Kayshon Boutte, Braden Swinson, Kalavion Chason, and Jaquelin Roy. So Jaquelin Roy was on injured reserve, so he didn't actually play in this game. But Will Campbell, Kayshon Boutte, Braden Swinson, Kalavion Chason, and Jaquelin Roy on injured reserve are all Patriots. And then Anthony Bradford was the only former Tiger that won the Super Bowl, won him a ring last night as a starting offensive lineman for Seattle. Really cool stats, really some good numbers. A former LSU Tiger has been a part of at least one roster in the Super Bowl for 25 straight years now. That's the longest active streak, I believe. And then the SEC led the way last night with 30 former players in the Super Bowl. The SEC has had the most players in the Super Bowl since the year 2015. Every year, the SEC has had the most players in the Super Bowl. But again, impressive that for 25 straight years now, at least one Tiger has been a part of a Super Bowl team in the big game. So that was a fun one last night. Really, the game was kind of not great because defensively, just again, the Patriots' offense was terrible. Their offensive line was terrible all day and then all game. And then shout out to the Seahawks, though. Football is over, and now I'm ready for baseball season, and I cannot be more excited to cover some more LSU baseball. And then I want to do this. This is going to end the show. I want to pay a tribute to somebody. For those of you who don't know, again, I appreciate all of you guys for tuning into the show. I've really enjoyed the past month, but and I can't wait to get baseball season rolling and be covering the team during baseball season. But for those of you that don't know, my mother passed away at the age of 55 in October of last year due to a sudden heart attack. And the reason I bring that up is because yesterday, February 8th, Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, would have been her 56th birthday. And that was tough, right? It was tough, and it was a day for our family to mourn and to think about her and to remember her. I appreciate all the love and support I've got from family and friends lately, but I want to pay tribute to Mom. I want to pay tribute to her, and I want to just tell you that she was a very bright personality. She had the best laugh of anybody I've ever heard. Like, her laugh, you can tell, you could be in the other room and tell that Mom was laughing at something because of her laugh, and you could tell. And then she gave the best hugs in the world, and she was so kind. She wasn't perfect. Nobody is. The only one that's perfect is Jesus Christ, and I appreciate if you don't know a lot about me, my faith is a big aspect of my life, and I appreciate all the prayers, all the love, and the support that has gotten me and my family through this trying time, because it's been a difficult 4 months, and we have to be honest about that. But my faith has sustained me and kept me going through, and I want to tell people about her. Again, yesterday would have been her 56th birthday for Rodlin Devon McAdams. I love you, Mom, and I know you're up in heaven right now, and I know you're in a better place. And I wanted to give her a shout out. Her special day, she would have been 56. Rodlin Devon McAdams would have been 56 yesterday, and I love her. I greatly miss her. And I thank all of you, family and friends, who have sent me and really supported me and comforted me and my family over this past 4 months. But I wanted to give her a shout out to close the show. Again, we'll keep covering LSU baseball throughout the week. Keep covering that on the way to opening day on Friday. But again, thank you folks for all tuning in. I appreciate you guys. And I love my mom, and our family dearly misses her. And yesterday was a hard day, but it was a day that we got to remember her and honor her as well. And I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in to the show. I want you to remember, God bless, go Tigers, and have a great one.